They're a lot
Oh
of
yeah,
fun.
100%.
Oh, we got back in the timer. No, wait. Or is it just playing from the beginning?
It might have
Yeah, it's just playing from the beginning.
Oh. Is there a way to jump back in?
Theoretically, I should be able to force it to. That's what I'm waiting, but no, it looks like... Hold on. It is reconnected now, and it's playing, but it might be a new link.
Sam sent a new stream.
Usually that's what they do.
Yeah, just have to combine the two separate ones at a later date.
Yep.
Well, gosh darn it, chat.
I know.
Oh my goodness, yeah, I'm so sorry, guys. I don't know what is happening.
I didn't even know that it happened. How did anybody even notice?
Because Dan popped out.
Oh, okay.
Dan.
I didn't have. I had the
disappeared.
game screen, not the VOD up. Excuse
Yeah,
me.
I'm gonna have to look into what's going on, but I wonder if it's.
Did your puppy roll over and lay on the cable modem?
She hasn't moved. I don't know.
We are streaming right now, so we are live. I think everything's good.
Okay, was there a new link?
Yeah, here.
Yeah, new link.
Why don't I see it?
It just says we're live. I just posted it in the chat.
Oh, okay. Well, that's fine. I just won't see chat. Okay. Okay. Did they miss what Scuttle said? Do we need to go over what Scuttle said? Are we good with that?
We were close to the end. It was only like a few seconds because it just like blipped out.
Okay. All right. So he was monologuing on how he totally does legit business about bumping off Eclipse shipments so they can collect insurance money. Totally legit business.
And I had just asked him if they might have asked him to hang on to any unusual equipment as part of that.
He's gonna be like, what kind of unusual equipment?
The kind you don't put into somebody because it's not an augmentation. The kind that you put in a machine shop or a server room or on the roof of a building to keep it safe.
He's gonna, sorry, let me do this. Okay. He's gonna, kind of look a little concerned. And then, he's gonna kind of give a shallow nod over to the desks and the armchairs. And one is just gonna very casually get up and stroll over to the door and sort of like lock it and stand in front of it. And he's gonna be like, look, nobody likes a snitch. If I'm gonna stick my neck out, you gotta give me something to work with here.
Like physical things or like...
Look around you. What kind of business does it look like I'm in?
I got augmentations. What are you lacking in? I mean, I have thermal capacitors. I have dark vision capacitors. I have a auto recognition lens, a speed suspension, sniper scope.
Where are you keeping all of this equipment?
I just built it on
Have
me.
you seen? She has a hard time fitting through the doors at times.
Yeah, I guess now we know why.
I have that thigh pocket
capacitors
too.
coming out of everywhere.
I mean, are you lacking in anything? I prefer to keep these because I like using them.
Look, money talks. He's just gonna kind of like look at his little paws and like pick something out of his teeth.
Oh, what did we throw into the what did we throw into the portable dimensional later? Let's see.
Several large and expensive weapons have been thrown into the dimensional thing.
Yeah, you did off of the drill thing.
Screamer,
Nicky.
too?
Yeah, Nicky has like a really big gun, a drill, I think, right? That you were able to get.
Yeah.
There was more than one large weapon that we had at some point thrown in that dimensional bag,
Lots of stuff.
but I don't know. I don't have the list. I presume Kyle has the list because he's got the dimensional bag.
Oh, that is.
have-
You know what to say about assuming.
Yeah, I do.
Unfortunately don't have the
A
notes.
tactical
I do
seeker
apologize.
rifle. That was
the
one of
X-ray
them.
visor.
That.
Yeah, I think I put it in the bag because it was too big for me.
Yeah.
All right, I know at least there was the drill and there was like a laser sword of some kind, right?
Yes. Both of those and a tactical seeker rifle.
And a tactical seeker rifle. Okay, yeah, I know you definitely have those. If you want to present them from the void to him, I don't know what.
Show him some. We have some
We have
items you
some
might be
fine
interested in
items
for
for you
trade.
here.
Start to take out Indigo 13. Oh wait, no.
No, no,
We
sorry,
got
not
it
that.
in.
Please help me. No, it's back in the bag.
You can lay out your wares. He's gonna be like, I could definitely find some good homes for these fine legally acquired products.
And all it would cost is access to the unusual Eclipse equipment.
Yeah. And he's gonna be like, look, Eclipse is a washed-up military contractor from back in the Swarm days. You pups look too young to remember, but it was bad. Eclipse started poking their noses into things that best be left alone. Wanting super soldiers that couldn't feel pain. Some doc was in charge of it. I don't know her name. And then one day, the lab just poofed.
Wait. You mean you don't remember? Or you don't know? If you heard the name, would you remember?
Probably not. Some broad, white
Starts
lab
with a
coat,
G.
the whole 9 yards.
Grant.
Look, I don't know. Some broad in a lab coat. Anyways, the lab just up and disappeared. She ghosted him. Present day, Eclipse is installing these transmitters, right? But the transmitters ain't just for the app. They make people hurt themselves, kill each other. If you ask me, something happened at the lab that royally screwed Eclipse for good.
Where have you been?
You are the most intelligent person we've met in weeks. How did you find this out? You're absolutely right with all of it, and they're doing it
100%.
again.
Look, you gotta know things to do what I do, all right?
I love him. I think I am related.
So, you know what these transmitters do. There's one here, right?
Yeah, they came and they put one in here because, we have a friendly agreement. So when they asked to put in their transmitter thingy for some goods, we made a deal.
So
But
then
when
are
that
you going to be going
transmitter
off
gets
world?
turned on, you realize what's going to happen. Your brain is going to get shredded. You're going to go crazy.
Nah, I don't vibe with that social media nonsense. Bunch of hyper-connected pumps yapping about feelings and posting pics about bowel movements. I'll lay low for a while, and me and my buddies, once things sort of blow over, disasters can be extremely profitable for business.
Millions of people in the street going homicidally insane and tearing into everything they find doesn't just blow over.
Yeah, don't worry. I've got plans.
I love him.
Can we look at this thing? We just need to look at it.
Comprehensive.
I mean, no, I mean, look, Eclipse has got its problems, right? But they make me a lot of money. So unless you're planning on making me as much money, it's a no-go.
How is it that you can be so aware of how bad things went the last time they did these experiments and think that when this happens that you're just going to be fine? Who will you sell to if 90% of the population is gone?
We're one city. I mean, have you seen how many of us there are all over the galaxy? Look, people are going to need all sorts of things. Medical supplies, augmentations, weapons to fight one another. I'm going to have everything they need. We'll be good.
You know they're trying to do this galaxy-wide, right?
Even better. A whole new swarm war? We'll make millions.
I respect the businessman part of it, but you are causing us a slight issue.
Millions of people will die.
Millions of dollars in my pocket.
Won't be able to use
You
them that
realize
long.
there's also going to be invasion of creatures from the Shadow Realm that you can't buy or sell to them. You can't pay them off. They just destroy you physically, mentally, emotionally. This isn't just... This is beyond just the insanity that it's going to cause. They're tied into something really dark. I'm trying to convince you this is not something that is going to be profitable for you.
I have some other thoughts. There's some really rich people here who might pay a lot of money to not die.
Oh,
She's
see,
very
the
wise.
android gets it. A lot of money to not die. And if you're willing to leave this nice, fancy, big gun with me, that is definitely something that could help them not die.
I don't have any use for it, so
Neither do I.
No, I really don't care about the weapon. I care about the fact that you're sitting on top of one of these transmitters and just willing to let it happen. But you are, so we seem to be at an impasse.
look, to be honest, there's a slight flaw in your plan, if I may. One businessman to another. The actual act of the war is not what's profitable. It's the continued threat of said war coming. If you can keep everybody preparing for it, they're going to spend a lot more money than if they're too busy dying and fighting each other.
Look, you all are too young to really understand. I've lived in the shades my whole life. I know how crime works. I know how violence works. And I know how to make money off of it. And this looks like the biggest violent mess up that Eclipse could ever think up. Look,
He ain't
don't get me
wrong.
wrong. Me and Eclipse, we're not tight. But we do business. And this is going to be good for business.
Who specifically do you do business with at Eclipse? And when was the last time they came by?
It's never anybody specific. It's usually some lowlife they paid off to facilitate knocking off the shipment.
Mm-hmm. And then when was the last time they were that happened?
Oh, I don't know. A few weeks. So, it's whenever it's
Longer
convenient to
than
not
normal?
raise suspicion.
Longer than normal, maybe?
No. They've had a lot of, questionable implants lately. I mean, they work for some amount of time, and then they tend to turn their users into zombies. But Not everything can be perfect.
Yeah, we seen that up close and personal.
Indeed.
Look, you seem like smart kids. You've got some nice equipment, and I'm not averse to paying you some credits for what you're putting on my table. I'm sure I can turn them around for a profit, but I can't turn my back on Eclipse. They make and will make me vast sums of money. So,
Sums of money and no one to use it with. But that'll be your problem. That's a problem for future you, not present you.
Well,
You're spiraling towards a very horrifying end, and you seem to be relishing it because you can't see what's coming, even with all your experience, even with the well, I'm not going to convince you of anything.
whatever you're dabbling in with Eclipse, I'd keep your distance. Look, something's not right. Ever since this lab stuff and they pulled the headquarters out of Kuvakar to somewhere dark and cold, and I'm pretty sure it's underground. Now look, I don't know much else, but
Do any of your
Man.
contacts know where that place is?
no, I think I'm lucky to have left that place alive. They had me
You wait.
blindfolded.
You were there? On the dark side? At their underground location?
Look, like I said, I've been working in the shades all my life. Nothing spooked me as bad as that lab. They had bodies. They were gutted and strung up on wires. But they weren't dead. And his voice, that head honcho of theirs,
Reese?
it's none of my business though. Look, whatever this thing is, I'm just telling you to be careful. I'll be fine. I've got my plans, I've got my bunkers, I've got my guards, but you all don't look like you're so prepared.
Noel, when you have a second, please check your Discord. We've got a Streamlabs donation.
Oh, Streamlabs. Okay. What does it say? It says $20, Noel. You besmirched my reputation, Dan and Kristen. I'm moving into your place. I hope you want more kids because that is what I was made for. You wouldn't want to leave me out attracting mice. I bet you can't find me. Who is this from?
I love it.
we got a couch in the studio.
Yes.
Chris Ant, who sent this?
It's amazing. We do have the occasional possum and skunk outside, so I don't
That's
think
true.
you want to be out there either.
My gosh, she's typing. I'm waiting.
Noel's
Oh,
missing.
it's
Oh,
from-
the Dorito bag.
It's from Noel's missing Dorito bag.
Missing Dorito bag.
Of course it is. Of course it is.
We have space for a Dorito bag. Yeah, we can make it work. Come on over. Oh, that's awesome. Thank you. So good. All right. Look.
Uh,
What do you think of Riku? Go ahead.
Well, he seems to think that we're not. So you think we're not ready for what comes ahead? What do you have in mind?
Well, one, I'd probably get off planet. I mean, things don't sound like they're gonna be going great here for a while.
Is that your plan?
Yeah, eventually. Once the profits dry up.
I think we take the credits, guys. And
Are we leaving?
I do. I agree. I think we're done here.
And just remember,
At least,
we asked nicely.
yeah.
Why did they take you to this place? Why did they let you see these things and then let you live?
Look,
That in itself
like
is
I
a good
said,
question.
things have been off with Eclipse for a while, and their head honcho there, I don't think he's really in charge. There's other people pulling the strings. There was a slight misunderstanding about the arrangement me and my people had with Eclipse. It was all worked out, though.
They had to take you to their dark side base to clear up this misunderstanding.
Look, it's none of my business, all right? Now, I've told you more than I already should because I like your mugs, but maybe it's time for you to go.
I suppose so.
Well,
Good luck.
thank you for the warning. And best
the
of luck
credits.
with your future endeavors. Yes,
Oh,
and the credits, of course.
Unmarked credits.
Unmarked credit, black market credits. I gotta go back here, hang on.
Or just an unassigned credit stick.
Yeah, let's do that, and then I'll tell you how much once I figure out how much that stuff is worth.
Are they gonna unlock the door?
Yes.
After
I
our
will do that.
transaction.
Oops, wrong one. I'll tell you how much the mining stuff and that rifle is worth after. Here.
Come on, guys.
Yeah.
But just can you tell me where you got these? Oh, never mind.
Running away.
So we can just find another way in. It'll be fine, guys.
Yeah, I feel bad, but we got to deal with it.
If we only could find out how to get to that black site. I mean, we can definitely fly the ship, at least to the dark side, but finding it even further, finding the actual location would be very beneficial, probably.
Yeah.
We know it's underground. We know that the member of Syzygy doesn't think they can backtrace it from the signals from the antennas.
We gotta get rid of these antennas
There's
first, right?
there is one more location that we can go to and see if the person there might know anything more useful.
Yep. Or at least
After we take a look at the transmitters, Nicky, how good are you at making explosives with remote detonators?
I may or may not have. I mean, I did pretty good last time, so I should be fine if I got the right materials.
All right. That might be an option. We just blow them all in sync before the signal goes off. But these are the only ones we are aware of. We don't know if there are any backups.
Yeah, that's true.
One problem at a time, I suppose.
I like that as a backup plan, though. I can work on making those.
Very good. It pays to watch old action movies from time to time.
Ah, man. It's also, I knew there was someone else behind it. I knew that Fancy Pants didn't, he's not the one behind this. He's gotten
He
pulled into
changed.
something.
I don't know. I think he's taken over by something, or
Yeah.
I don't know.
Their efforts to do research into pain seem to have attracted supernatural interest. That my guess is what's controlling things now. We know this from what Scuttle just told us. The lead researcher was this unnamed woman. We ourselves have experienced that there is, and we heard what remained of Philip talking about she will have you. She will, there's clearly the female presence the shared dream we had, the female
In the
doctor.
dreams, yes.
This doctor who was in charge of this research into pain seems to have inadvertently or possibly not wound up the pawn of dark forces from the shadows and from the shadow realm, and she seems to be in charge of things now, and old Fancy Pants is way over his head. Even Scuttle said he didn't seem to be in charge, so there's one more transmitter location. We can go find out what we know. We've learned something at both of the first two locations. We found somebody who was at least willing to help at the first one. And frankly, if we had to break into this place and destroy a transmitter, I think between the four of us, we could handle 2 Vesk thugs and a washed-up ex-military cyber peddler. I'd rather not just have to murder our way to doing it if we can find some other way. But if it comes down to it, if it's this guy who wants to profit off of the misery versus the lives of millions of people, you know which way I'd lean.
All the more reason to have the remote detonators.
Yeah. What's our third location?
Lizard Lounge.
Oh, the Blizzard Lounge. A Vesk-owned nightclub in the South Facet.
And by now it's night. The sun was going down when we went into this place. And
It's always sunset.
That's right. I forget.
Yeah, because of the weird planet.
The sun was going down because the sun is always going down.
It's always 5 o'clock
Always
somewhere,
twilight.
right, Daxxon?
Yeah.
The perpetual twilight of this place.
Yeah.
Okay, well then, let's head to the Lizard Lounge and find out. Do we have a contact name at the Lizard Lounge? We knew Scuttle at this place. We knew
Sylvine is an escort.
That's the favorite customer.
Well, you were told about Sylvine, which is a dear friend of the owner, who you know is a high price escort. But I think that's
the owner
about
is or Sylvine
it.
is?
Sylvine is an escort.
Yeah, that's the
Cernalia
favorite.
is the
boss is the
of
yeah.
Vesk.
Well, yeah, it's the Lizard Lounge, of course.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go chat with Sylvine.
Oh, okay.
And maybe get a drink. I'm still regretting that expensive liquor. Man,
Why is this being
At least we have
stupid?
some credits to work with.
that's true.
All right, let's go to the Lizard Lounge. Oops, oops, oops.
Oh wait, I got that. Let's see. Silent bar.
This is the techno remix for Looking for Doritos. I hear it's quite hip.
Great. All right, so you approach the Lizard Lounge, which is actually located on the 13th floor of the Apex building, which is a skyscraper in the South Facet, and you're able to like get in to the club, and there's 2 circular bars made from hard green acrylic. They stand on either side of this open dance floor. A bass rhythm thrums as the sea of patrons move to the beat. To the east and to the west of the dance floor are blue leather couches positioned around tables made of the same blue acrylic. They offer more private places to relax, though the music's volume makes conversation difficult.
How crowded is the place?
I mean, it's pretty busy, and it's a popular hotspot for all sorts of people. They're kind of like there's a mixture of clientele here.
Do we want to talk to Sylvine first? She's yelling. Do we want to talk to Sylvine first, or is there Nalia?
Yeah, we need to find Sylvine.
I wonder if we
We should give it a try.
Do you want to, Riku?
We certainly could try talking to Sylvine. Who knows who
We
she's
gotta get
into?
Riku some digits.
It's actually Sylvine's a man.
Yeah, Sylvine is a man. It is, in fact, a man.
Nope, you're up, Cass.
That's
Wait, I got the digits of the other one. Okay.
The man
get
named
all the
Sylvine.
Yeah.
Okay, not
No, I'm not.
fancy like.
I'm not into the gentleman. Unless he needs
okay.
a medical procedure, I'm not into that.
That's what the kids are calling it nowadays.
I'm gonna ask the bartender if Sylvine's around.
Okay, so you're gonna ask. Oh.
New goal. We have to get Cass all the digits. Every NPC.
Collectible.
Can have a big black book after this. Not the little one.
And then slowly cross them out as they all die from insanity.
Okay.
That's
So
how I
you, like-
choose. Whoever's left is the strongest.
So, yeah, the bar is crowded. There's patrons there, like, waiting for drinks and putting in orders. So you'd need to flag down the,
Yeah, she'd lean over on the counter. Kind of like do the two-finger thing up thing.
Okay. One of the bartenders would step over and, kind of nod at her, like, what do you want to drink?
Actually, I was wondering if Sylvine was here tonight.
Sylvine, who's asking?
An interested customer.
And she's very thirsty.
And he sort of nods, and he sort of looks over to a couple of, they look like bouncers, black shirt, glasses, a kind of large male vests, and he kind of like waves him over, one of these vest guards over, and the bartender's like, these clients want to speak with Sylvine. The guard just kind of nods his head, and he's like, come with me. Sort of.
Great. I love it.
Come
That
with me
was
through the
awesome.
rain.
Okay.
So he actually takes you to this area, to this employees only area here. Hang on one second. Over here. So, come this way. Because she's gonna, like, push through the crowd
Uh-oh.
and take you over here. You're gonna go through a couple of doors into this employees only area. Okay. Right in here.
Okay. Oh, there. I got through. I was afraid I was stuck again.
So
This
once
appears to
you're
be a kitchen.
So once you're in here, you're going to see a female Vesk. She's pulling on some kind of like fancy vape pen, and she kind of like turns and looks at you, and she's like, "You walk into my club and immediately ask to speak with Sylvine. Who are you and what do you want?"
Well, we're interested in just getting some information, to be honest.
And what kind of information? She kind of takes another pull. She's like playing like a Candy Crush game, like on a little like holo tablet in front of her.
Well,
Well,
we've
it's the
been
kind of Go ahead.
we've been following a breadcrumb trail from Eclipse, and it's led us here.
She kind of like piques her interest at Eclipse and and
Have you heard anything from them recently? They kind of disappeared, gone on the dark side of the planet and all.
She's gonna kind of like swipe her game away and tuck away a little electronic vape stick thing that she has. She's gonna kind of look all of you up and down. You ask a lot of questions. I like that. Curiosity is a sign of intelligence. And that's what separates us from the animals.
Hey.
Sylvine might be able to help you depending on what it is you're looking for. She's out at the bar here. Well, he's out at the bar. I want to say she because it's Sylvine sounds like a female name.
It really does. It really does.
He's sitting at the bar right out here outside the employee area. Now, I trust that you can all act like civilized beings.
Much of course.
Do we really need to? It seems like you know quite a bit about what's going on here. Do we really need to talk to Sylvine? They brought us to you. You seem to be in charge.
I'm the owner of a nightclub. Sylvine's the escort. And it's his story to tell. And she'll kind of like direct you out back into the nightclub to talk to Sylvine.
Okay.
She's like,
That was their Nalia, though, right?
Yep. She wants to know what's going on in her club. Like, who's asking for Sylvine? What do these people want? Because remember, you learned when you were gathering information that Sylvine is like her dearest friend.
Yeah.
So
Okay. So we passed the it's okay for us to talk to Sylvine test. So
And,
where's Sylvine?
So he is a male. I can't think of the name of the race. Lashunta. And it's kind of easy to pick him out. He's like, think of Elton John.
The glasses and everything.
He's hard to miss.
1970s Elton or 2010s Elton?
I mean, like flashy suit, gaudy
1970s
jewelry, rings. Like he's got some kind of froofy drink. He's sitting at the bar, like he's got a vape stick that he's, pulling on, like kind of bouncing back and forth to be. I mean, like it's not hard to know who Sylvine is.
Thank you, miss. Well, I'm leaving.
That's a boy named
Get out of my-
Sylvine.
So, can we get him a drink? Can we order him another one?
Yes, I'm gonna order drinks for everybody.
Well, I want to order Sylvine a drink.
Yeah, but also for everybody.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah.
Everybody
wanna-
in the club?
No, for us.
No.
Oh, it's like I don't think you have that
Only
many.
the sales from the weapons.
All right. Okay, so are you gonna like tell the bartender to give Sylvine like one of what he has?
Yeah.
Yes, something bright and fruity.
Okay. All right. Yeah, and I mean, like the bartender will make you cocktails, and one that has like fruit in a little umbrella will go over to Sylvine, and the bartender will kind of point back over to you guys, and Sylvine will be like, kind of like point to himself and hold the drink like you bought this for me, like looking towards you. he
Of
will.
Of course.
Do a little finger over here.
Yeah.
Nice.
He's gonna kind of shimmy over and be like, to what do I owe the pleasure?
Well, we were just talking with Zernalia, and she said you had a tale to tell about Eclipse.
Ooh. Didn't they make Penumbra? It looks great, but I think I'll wait for the hype to die down to buy it.
I
Probably a
thought
good
they were going
idea.
to give it to everyone free.
Well, that doesn't seem like it would be profitable. Everybody's got to make a little scratch.
Yeah, the hum might take longer to die down than you think. So, look, if you can share with us, we've been digging into it because, some things are shadier than we'd like them to be, even for a big company like that. And it's brought us your way. So if the drinks are good and the story's good, we'd love to hear what's going on.
Story about Eclipse. Oh, Zenalia, she's probably talking about one of my former clients. Right, yes. Well, Kion Reese.
You know Kion.
You really are popular, huh?
Mr. Fancy Pants.
I don't like to brag, but it's a little hard. And like Sylvain kind of takes a minute to compose himself. Mr. Reese did howl me a while back, but I usually don't discuss clients. But I'm telling you this because I need to get it off my chest. It was about 6 months ago. I got a call from my agent, and she said she had a special assignment for me, and I couldn't believe that someone like Kion Reese would hire me. He's smart and beautiful, and not to mention he's filthy rich. And all the feeds say that he's a lovely person. He spends his money on charity, and it was so refreshing. Anyways, he took me to a ritzy hotel in the gloaming. Everything was wonderful until we got back to his room. And then he started taking off his shirt, and there were all these marks and scars on his skin, like someone had cut him up bad. And I tried to play it cool, but he caught me staring, and he said that's why he hired me, that he wanted me to hurt him. So, everyone has their kinks, but this was beyond my capabilities. When he brought out the knives, I told him our time was up.
What kind of markings did he have on him? Were they anything specific, or did it just look like he was letting anyone and then everyone cut into him?
Oh, it was awful. He's saying that one day I would be enlightened like he was. I went to the powder room to compose myself, but I could hear him talking to someone. I thought maybe it was a calm, but when I came out, he was just staring in the mirror, and it wasn't his reflection. It was some dark, disfigured woman. Anyways, I've never been so scared in all my life. He called the hag that was in the mirror Dr. Gregan. He said soon our worlds would meet. Everyone would know the joy of pain. I ran as fast as my legs would carry me out of that room. I couldn't work for a week after that.
Sheesh, I bet.
Did
Sounds awful.
Kion Reese know that you saw him talking to the mirror figure?
Oh, honey, I don't know. I was out of there before you could spit.
Did he ever try to contact you again?
No.
Sounds like you're quite lucky that you made it out of there.
Well, I do count myself very lucky, but I don't understand why Zenalia wanted me to tell you this story.
Well, let's just say he might be interested in sharing his endeavors with a lot of other people, and we'd like him to keep it to himself.
Well, you and me both.
Look,
I'm gonna try to head back. Are these doors locked? Did they
No.
lock us out?
You can kind of go back in.
Right. There we go.
But thank you for telling
back
us your
to
story there, Sylvia.
Zenalia.
Yes. Thank you for sharing this with us.
Really sorry, man.
Enjoy the drink. Maybe dance a little bit tonight. Help you forget.
Thank you. You're so sweet.
Okay, I think we'll head over.
Zenalia, you wanted us to hear that. You must know something.
Probably too much. So, you see, why I might not be any fan of Mr. Kion Reese or his company.
Well, we're not either.
Look, so what is it that you want to know about Eclipse, or that you think you know about Eclipse, or, well, whatever it is?
Well,
Well,
we
for
got
one thing,
a
we think
pinpoint here
Mm-hmm.
from his
About
office.
some fancy computer doodad?
yes.
Yeah.
A transmitter, yes.
Well, I don't own the building, I own the club, but the owners of the building insisted we put in this new penumbra doohickey that's supposed to be some kind of big new fancy social media app, right?
It's named Doohickey, and I look at Cass.
It's a good name.
But look, I'm no fan of the company. I don't know why they had to put it in my club, but I want it out.
We'd love to take it off your hands.
Well, that's sort of the problem. You see, the, how do we put it? The thugs that kind of put it in here were very clear about not touching it in any way. And, as much as I want it out, I also don't want my lovely establishment to be, on the chopping block. They rather alluded that my lease and my liquor licenses, my very livelihood, are on the line if I mess with that thingy.
Fair
Just
warning.
Nonetheless, were it your choice, you'd have it gone.
I'd have it out of here yesterday.
I mean, maybe some random bandit-like individuals could make it disappear in a robbery at some point that was totally beyond your control.
If you can make it look like some kind of heist and that I won't be responsible for, I will gladly help you out.
We may have had some practice in this endeavor. We would love to get our hands
Spin
on
a few
it.
yards.
Yeah, we'd be happy to take the blame.
This club isn't open 24/7, is it?
It is.
Is it 24/7?
Yeah, that's what I wrote in my notes.
It is 24/7. Yep, I wrote that too.
Oh, it is 24/7.
Ooh, a bank heist.
Well, then it could
Oh, this
disappear at any time.
This is like Lizard Lounge 11. Yeah.
It could still disappear at any time.
Do you have? Yeah, is there a night coming up where maybe we're going rave with it here? Lots of flashing lights and.
Look, in a couple days, I have the hottest new performer, I'm going to say this name wrong. Neva Kavitsaka. Have you heard of her?
Never heard of
Literally. Yeah.
Never
uh-huh.
Gabbets.
It's literally Neva, Neva, Kavit, Kavet, Saka, Saka, Kavitsaka.
Cabot's
Never
Looks like it sounds.
Kawasaka.
Neva Kavitsaka. Look.
Who is this performer?
Oh, she is just the hottest new thing all over the infosphere, only the most iconic new pop singer. Have you heard her new album, Sensations? Oh, it makes me tingle. She's coming in a couple nights and should be a big enough distraction for you to be able to do any of your, wire pulling or whatever you need to do to get this thing out of my club.
magic
course.
trick. We'll make
That
it
sounds great.
disappear.
Now you see it, now you don't.
I love this idea.
We'll be back in a couple days, I guess.
Oh, excellent. Okay.
Do you happen to know anything about Kion Reese's current location? I would imagine, based on your fondness for
Sylvine.
Sylvine.
And the and what Kion did to him, that it wouldn't disappoint you if anything were to befall Kion Reese.
Look, I don't know anything of the man except for what Sylvine has told me. I don't know where he lives. I don't know what his company does. All I know is he seems like he's mixed up in some pretty messed up stuff.
He certainly is.
One other question. Did the transmitter go in before or after Sylvine's encounter?
Yes. It went in after.
That makes sense.
I could be wrong, but this feels a little. This has the markings of a mop-up.
How so? You lost me on that one.
Make sure this place goes crazy.
We have. Miss, do you really want to be a part of this part of the conversation?
Well, it's my club. It's my baby. Of course I'm going to be part of this conversation.
All right. We have the hacker group that has been keeping an eye on the company who has a transmitter. We have an old associate who keeps getting items that has fallen off the truck.
I got it, I follow. Yeah, why the 3 locations? Because why not go ahead and start the craziness at places where there's people that have been inconvenienced to them? That makes sense. I just wasn't connected. That's all you had to say. Yeah, the dots are connected.
You think that this doohickey that they put in here for this new Penumbra app is supposed to hurt the people in my club?
Not just
Oh,
you,
yes.
everyone.
Yes, the obsession with pain that Sylvine probably told you about in the story.
Is it some new weird kinky app?
Do you want to sleep tonight?
It's really not for fun.
No.
It makes people go crazy.
We've
Oh
seen
my
it firsthand. It's not pretty.
And what, you think this is because of that horrible encounter that Sylvine had with Kion?
Well, Kion's under the same influence, I feel like.
They would be doing this regardless of whether or not that had happened with Sylvine,
okay.
but since it did, they decided to drop one of their epicenters here.
Make sure you're all quiet. Well, not quiet, but not saying much, if you know what I mean.
I've had it. Well, whatever I need to do to help you all out, you let me know. But you just we'll do it when we have our big entertainer here, because there'll be so much emphasis on her security and the performance, and I think we can work things out where you'll be able to do your business and get out and kind of be lost in the craziness of it all.
Of course.
That'd be perfect.
Disguises would be good. We don't have to be officials of your establishment, of course, but blending in wouldn't hurt.
Could we,
Some extra costumes or anything?
Well, your
Thinking about
big
being
red
roadies.
friend here probably could pass as a bouncer, but maybe the rest of you are bartenders or serving staff?
Sure.
I'm pretty good with gadgets. Could I be a roadie for setting up the stage for the singer?
Oh, sure. Sure, you just tell me what you need.
I will have a
course.
shopping list for you.
He give her the data pad and get some digits, and
Sure.
we'll be in contact.
Can I get your digits?
Okay.
Stay
She'll give you sort of
connected.
her comm contact information so you can ring her up on her comm.
Nice.
And just to make sure that we understand what it is you want, you want to make sure that you've got evidence on your security cameras of us infiltrating the establishment in disguise, then using the distraction of the concert to rob your. Where is the device?
That's a good
of course.
question.
She walks back through like the kitchen area and opens this door back here.
Okay.
And it brings you back into her little office area. And there's like a tower, like a little black tower, electronic,
Right.
like data tower that she has there.
So as long as your security cameras capture us coming into the club under false pretenses and then taking this device, making our escape, you'll have the cover you need when they come knocking on your door wanting to apply consequences. Is that what would satisfy you?
Of course, as long as I can say I was robbed. You
Here's
know,
what
that,
I might do one better. Cameras might go out.
oh,
but
there you
will-
go.
after they've been, I mean,
Leave
I
the
think
place a mess. Apologies, but make it look good.
Yeah. No, make it look like we've been hit.
just
Can do.
make sure that you take tonight's security recordings and conveniently overwrite them, because it's important if you're going to show them some false evidence that they don't then want to say, show us everything for the last week.
Don't worry. You know, and Sylvain, despite being how he is quite good with all this stuff. He knows how to make it look like he's never been places. So I'm sure he can help out with that.
Quite a gifted
All right.
individual.
Then on the night of the concert, we will never have met again.
So she'll kind of like take out her vape pen and be, excellent. This is all very exciting. Oh, I like it.
You know, if the world wasn't in danger, I'd be enjoying myself as well.
Like clearly these people don't grasp the gravity of what's happening.
Yeah, she's just barely getting the sense of it, of, with the. Anyway.
She thinks that like it's just some weird new kink app. She doesn't get that it's like
Yeah.
We'll leave it there. Although I will send her a list of supplies so I can make my explosives.
oh yeah, she'll be like, she'll foot the bill. Like she'll make sure that there's like you have the equipment you need to basically heist the place. Ocean's 11 the place.
Perfect.
Yes.
I'll make sure on the way out to look at, what kind of suits their bouncers. Well, we saw a couple of them when we came in. The guys
They
who
were
just
like
followed me.
Give
dark-
us some.
Yeah, just like dark suits and glasses, like, your normal bouncer would wear and
Mustache.
yeah.
Very
A mustache.
generic stuff, easy. You can.
You want a mustache?
I'm not doing a fake mustache.
Okay.
Distinguished.
Distinguished.
So, you get like well, actually, we'll wait because it's still kind of, it's been a night. You started with, the blue place and then the cybernetic shop in here. Okay, so, she'll basically get to work on getting a list of everything you give her that you're going to need. If you all can decide what that is, just so we have like a actual list of like, we have this stuff, just so we're not pulling things out of thin air for when you're actually going to do the heist. And it has to be reasonable. You can't be like, we need a warship. That's not
But it's a critical
have
part of the
many
heist. It's all part of the plan.
You know,
It's
nuclear
in the dark
weapon.
style. Oh yeah, I'm gonna spend this resource to say we thought of this ahead of
Well,
time.
but you know what I feel like you understand what I mean. Like she'll like buy you the gadgets and the whatever. She'll get
Sure.
stuff for you. Yes.
And some
And,
snacks.
and we'll sneak in there the supplies to make the explosives. Hopefully it's mixed
Yeah,
in. She won't
because she doesn't need
realize.
to know about what's going on at the other location.
Right, but we'll have those
Mhm.
for Plan B.
So we need to, you know, we'll get that information to her. We need a chance to go discuss some things ourselves without her.
Okay.
listening. So,
Okay.
Sure.
We're gonna go back to our place we're staying.
We got a few credits to afford it now.
yeah, we got enough credits.
Yeah,
to
you
afford
can
another night
actually
in the
pay.
pods.
You can pay for your pods now with something
pod.
other than liquor.
Pod party.
Okay. You'll get like a status update through your like encrypted app from No Name.
Mm-hmm.
That'll kind of let you know too that they're like, we're making headway. We should be on schedule. So they're like letting you know they think their thing should be taken care of.
Perfect.
Can you have them coordinate with, you know, like not actually flipping the switch to go dead until the night of until the designated, we'll give them like a signal on the night of the concert that
Yeah.
Oh, so you want to make it look like it's a coordinated
Right,
hit?
exactly,
that sounds
exactly.
good.
So which means our
Ah.
problem is how do we get the last one is the problem. This we've got assistance on 2 of them, but on the 3rd one we've got a crazy old Misoki
Yeah.
arms dealer who doesn't want his transmitter interfered with.
Yeah. Might have to get
The
that
other
one
issue
first.
the other issue that we potentially are going to have, and it's going to be interesting to see how this plays out. We're eliminating these 3 transmitters at least 4 days before it's all supposed to go live. But such is the schedule we have to follow.
I'm wondering. I
Then
mean,
do we have to go to the source then after that? I don't know.
well, that's what I was gonna say. It might be dumb, but what else do we got is maybe we stir up the bee's nest so something comes out and we can follow it back home.
I think so.
That's
I
a good
think
point.
we do this, they're going to be reacting in some way, whether it's to come back and set new transmitters, whether it's to try to hunt us down. It's the only opportunity.
Yep.
We got to find
True.
out where on the dark side they are, because ultimately we're going to have to get out there and find a way. This idea that this Dr. Grant was speaking to Kyan through a mirror really bothers me. That sounds like you
I know it's
using
bad.
a mirror as some kind of gateway between realms.
I feel so glad. I feel so good though. I knew I wasn't going crazy. I knew it was some shadowy figure from another realm. Ugh.
When? What?
Wait,
I just
what?
feel slightly vindicated. I've been
course
wearing
she
this
was.
tinfoil hat.
She's the
for like
queen
3
or
weeks.
whatever.
She's gotta be, or else maybe. Doesn't matter.
It's
Eh.
whatever. It may have once been Dr. Gigant, but it's
Right.
something worse now. And worse than Dr. Gigant is bad.
Scary. People
Sci-
hanging on strings. What is that?
Yeah. I'm well. So another thought here is, if Scissor G is able to do what they want to do, technically, the only one that would be offline is going to be this one at the Lizard Lounge.
We're gonna have them go off at the same time.
Right, but the Scissor G's setting it up so that it doesn't look
Oh.
like it's off.
Okay. Well,
So-
that could be the last
That is
one.
true.
We'll just hit one at a time.
Maybe we do. My only thought is, if we're stirring up the bee's nest and we want to follow them back, we need to know where they're gonna go. If we take a risk and just leave the one with Scuttle up, The one at least we take down the one at the blue room, but they think it's up. They're gonna come to the lizard lounge because that one's off. I don't know. I don't
I think
like
that
leaving
tracks.
one up, but
Yeah.
We'll have to see where. I agree with that, because Scuttle seems like he would have quite the armament at his disposal. It feels like a better expulsion of energy would be to locate the dark side lab. That is.
we have a few days. We could still try and have Plan B set up. And so if we need to remote detonate and take it out, but
Okay, so we have 2 days to kill. Like,
You have technically after tonight 5.
till the
till
Penumbra app.
button hits.
2 days until the
Singer,
singer and the
never.
no
So
name
then-
has the stuff.
Yep. So like tomorrow, no name should be done. Then you have 4 days, and then the concert comes up with the singer. Then you have 3 days. So
Okay,
Okay.
got a
Wouldn't
plan.
it be crazy if the singer happened to be that hacker lady that was masked up?
Oh, that's
I just have these
You
weird
gotta
thoughts.
see your eyes.
You know,
I imagined you as that picture of Charlie Day with all the strings and the cigarette hanging out of his mouth. It's all connected.
I have a tracking bug. We could put it on her when we leave and see if it shows up at the party. Yeah, we'll put it in our back pocket.
Yeah, they're very good.
Okay, so I mean, you have a heist to do. You have hackers hacking one of these things, and then you unfortunately have an unresolved arms dealer,
Grumpy man.
the man who won't let you touch his transmitter. So
I mean, if there's no
I don't
consent,
blame
what do
him.
you do? But I think we let's try to sneak something in on his that we could detonate if we need, and then we gotta have a plan for how we watch for when, hopefully, Eclipse people show up. Yeah.
okay, yeah. Well, we'll
We'll
have
to get a stakeout.
Yes, stake out.
We'll see how all of this goes down probably next week as we heist, hack, and possibly blow up these transmitters.
It'll be fine. No
You
ones.
guys, I got
No
stakeout
ones.
music in my collection. It's perfect.
stakeout music. Very nice.
What do you use? You stake it out with Scuttle's place?
No, we gotta stake out the lizard lounge to watch for.
Oh, that's right. That's
them to
right.
come.
Okay.
and
All
then
right.
we will actually use the tracking bug I have.
Oh man. Okay. All right. So good job. You 2 of the 3. That's not bad, right?
Yeah.
You're doing okay. Yeah.
We're taking one of everything, like a buffet.
We didn't just punch the old rat, okay? Like,
Daxxon was this close.
It was one of those. You know, if it
Punch
comes
the
down
old
to it,
man,
if we
take out the guards.
now that we know this transmitter can be dealt with because the establishment owner is willing to let it be hoisted, whatever.
Claim it, yeah.
The blue room, that one can be dealt with because the hackers are willing to help. If it comes down to going back to Scuttle's place and, bashing in there and, fighting our way to his transmitter to destroy it, they always have the choice to leave. They don't have to stay and die. They don't
like
have
I
to
said,
get their brains bashed in.
We
And
did
maybe we
ask
don't need to do
nicely
that at all.
first.
Maybe we can just use some stealth and plant some explosives and then, right before blowing it up, give him a little call that says, "You got 30 seconds to depart your store," because boom, and then boom.
There's always time for civility.
Yeah.
Why, Riku? Why is it?
I
It's
really
classy
wasn't
and
going to break the
terrifying.
fingers of the kids behind the counter. I was just trying to break through his level of I don't care about being threatened to the point that he would actually act. I can only go so far. All he had to do was call my bluff.
He acted in the
Leander-
laziest form possible.
Exactly.
Leander's might be on like space weed. He's not the brightest.
Well,
bulb.
and he had his panic button. I didn't know he had a panic button. That kind of changed things. But
Well, you're not supposed to know he has the panic button.
no, you're not. But literally, all he had to do is like, really? Are you really gonna break my fingers? And be like, yeah. No, because then I'll feel really bad.
Oh. All right. We'll go around. You can tell everyone where they can find you, and we'll wrap it up for tonight. I'll start with History Eraser.
Well, normally I would say tune in next week and see me here, but actually tune into Avenue Studios Thursday night because got the new Eldamon Gatekeeper campaign coming. Which check out the posts we've made in Discord, and I don't want to steal the thunder. Kristen could probably do a better job of talking about this, so I'm just going to go ahead and say I don't have a lot else to say. Take it away, Kristen.
Yeah, so Thursday we're doing our session 0 kind of idea, introduce the characters. Eldamon are like cute little Pokemon kind of things, or Digimon, depending on what you like. So yeah, we'll be starting that up on this Thursday, so every Thursday evening. And Dan, anything else I'm forgetting? I don't know.
Well, you can check out Avenue Studios on YouTube, Rumble, Twitch, avenuestudios.media for all our links. And yeah, Eldamon's going to be a lot of fun. Check out our video that we just posted, the intro, and History Eraser is our special guest star for that. So I'm really excited for it.
It's going to be fun.
Yes. And Kaio,
Nice.
tag.
Yeah, thank you, Dan. Yeah, Kyle Zaber, the Queen shirts are kindly posted in the link tree in the chat. You can find me on Sunday, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time on JT Savage's channel for Werewolf campaign. Looking forward to seeing you all there, and I'm looking forward to this to what Avenue Studios is coming up. Pokemon, yes.
Yeah.
Pokemon like.
It's Pokemon for Pathfinder.
Yes, exactly.
Noelle.
Yep. As always, you can find me here on Tuesday nights doing Signal of Screams, and Friday night with the not AP class over doing Strange Aeons. And of course, check out all the other shows that are available here on Moonskull. There's something for us. And, I hope you all have a great night, and we'll see you on the next stream. Bye.
Later, chat.
Bye, everybody. Thank you.